Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Faris bin Anwar. My metric number is 1251727. Today I will be presenting an overview of fasting in Islam and its importance as an act of worship. To begin with, fasting is an important act of worship in Islam and holds a significant role in a Muslim life. In addition, fasting means abstaining from food and drink from dawn until sunset, especially during the month of Ramadan. Furthermore, this practice is obligatory for adult Muslims who are physically and mentally capable. Finally, fasting aims to develop self-discipline, passion and spiritual closeness to Allah, while also encouraging empathy towards the less fortunate. So that's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Umi Sumaya binti Mat Saufi. Next, I will explain the definition of fasting. Fasting in Arabic is known as as-siyam, which means to refrain from or to abstain from something. From a linguistic perspective, fasting is also associated with the word imsak, which means to restrain or control oneself. This implies that the person who is fasting not only refrains from eating and drinking, but also from things that can diminish the value of fasting, such as bad speech and negative action. Next, from the perspective of Sharia, fasting is defined as refraining from all things that invalidate the fast, beginning from the break of dawn until sunset with the intention for the sake of Allah SWT. This intention is very important because it distinguishes fasting as an act of worship rather than merely abstaining from hunger and thirst.
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Adam Hadik bin Khairun Nizam. My metric number is 1251919. Today I will going to presenting about objective of fasting. The practice of fasting serve for profound objective that transform a person both spiritually and socially. First, it aims to strengthen one's faith and God consciousness of taqwa by prioritizing spiritual connection over physical needs. Secondly, it's a powerful tools to develop self-control and self-discipline, teaching us to master our own desires. Thirdly, fasting helps to shape a strong moral character and a true Muslim personality by fostering passion and integrity. And finally, it serves to foster deep empathy and social responsibility, as the experience of hunger reminds us of the struggle faced by the less fortunate, ultimately encouraging us to be more compassionate and charitable towards others. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Amrasai bin Muhammad Sri. So next, I would like to explain step to offers fasting. Alright, first, intention. Before fasting, we need to make an intention. That's mean niyyah, secretly for the sake of Allah. This is important because the Prophet Muhammad said actions are judged by intention. This shows that security is the main foundation of every act worship, including fasting. The second is abstaining. Right, fasting requires Muslim to refrain from eating, drinking, and anything that break the fast from dawn until sunset. This practice teaches self-control, patience, discipline. By controlling our physical desire, we can strengthen our faith and improve our inner discipline. Right. The third is good deeds and avoiding sin. Right. Fasting is not just about hunger and thirst. It also teaches us to do good deeds like praying, reading the Quran, and to avoid sin, such as lying and speaking badly. The Prophet said that if person does not live with speech and bad behavior, the fasting is not accepted by Allah. This shows that fasting helps Muslims become better people with good character. The fourth is breaking the fast. Right. When it is time for Maghrib, we are encouraged to break our fast quickly, preferably starting with dates and water as a way to thank Allah. After that, the Prophet said, people will always be in goodness if they pray, they fast quickly. Hadith Bukhari and Muslim. Finally, maintaining health. Alright, real fasting, we need to take care of our health by eating balance, meaning drinking enough water during sahur and iftar and getting enough rest. Islam teach us not to eat too much. Allah said in Surah Al-A'raf verse 31, eat and drink, but do not be excessive. After that, scholar like Ibn Sina also implies healthy eating and taking care of the body. Fasting help us control our diet and life healthy life according to Islamic teaching. So conclusion is, fasting is not only an act of worship, but it also help shape good character, maintain health, and contribute to the growth of Islamic civilization. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Iqbal bin Saidi, metric number 125-1806. Next, I will explain the contemporary predicaments in fasting, focusing on health concerns from both Islamic and scientific perspective. From the Islamic perspective, Islam emphasizes that the preservation of life and health. In the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, mentions that those who are ill are allowed not to fast in order to avoid harm. This shows that Islam prioritizes health and well-being when fasting may cause difficulty or danger. From the scientific perspective, fasting is known to provide several health benefits such as improved metabolism, cellular repair, and better mental focus. However, science also advises that these individuals with chronic conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, or kidney problems should consult a doctor before fasting to prevent possible complications. One major health concern in fasting involves individuals with chronic illnesses including diabetes, hypertension, and gastric problems. These conditions may be negatively affected by long hours without food and water. These are also several risks associated with fasting, such as dehydration, difficulty in managing medication schedules, and low blood sugar levels, also known as hypoglycemia. In conclusion, although fasting has many spiritual and health benefits, both Islamic teachings and scientific perspective emphasize the importance of safeguarding one's health. That's all from me. Now I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Firdaus bin Ismail, metric number 125-2137. So, we will continue to the next part, which is we will talk about an Islamic civilization perspective on resolving these issues. So, before that, we already discussed about the issues or contemporary predicaments in fasting. So for now, we will continue to discuss about how Islamic civilization resolving these issues. So firstly, Islamic civilization introduced the concept of rukhsah, which means religious concession. Islam recognized that not all individuals have the same physical ability. Therefore, those who are sick, weak, elderly, or traveling are given permission to delay or replace fasting. In some cases, they may offer fidyah, which is the compensation. This clearly shows that Islam is a religion of mercy and does not burden its followers, as protecting health and life is a priority. Secondly, Islam emphasizes sunnah practice to ensure healthy fasting. Muslims are encouraged to take sahur, the pre-dawn meal before subuh, and it provides energy throughout the day. In addition, breaking the fast in moderation, especially with dates and water, is highly recommended. Islam also discourages overeating and excessive consumption of food. This practice promotes physical health, self-discipline, and balance, which are key values in Islamic civilization. Lastly, Islamic civilization views health as an amanah or trust from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The human body is not owned by individuals, but entrusted to them.
Therefore, maintaining good health is considered part of worship. Fasting is not intended to cause harm to the body, but rather to strengthen faith, self-control, and spiritual awareness. If fasting causes harm, Islam allows exemptions in order to protect life and well-being. So that's all from me. So we will continue to the next part, which is the lesson of fasting with my friends. Thank you.
So now I will explain about applying lesson from fasting. Firstly is self-discipline. Fasting teaches self-discipline, which is an important value in Islamic civilization. In Islamic history, self-discipline helped Muslims manage time for prayers, learning and work. For example, scholars in Islamic civilization followed strict daily routines to seek knowledge and write books. This shows that disciplines learned from fasting contributes to personal development and the progress of Islamic civilization. Secondly is empathy and compassion. Empathy and compassion are core values in Islamic civilization, strengthened through fasting. By experiencing hunger and thirst, Muslims become more aware of the struggles of the poor. For example, Islamic civilization emphasized charities such as zakat and sadaqah to support the less fortunate. This practice helped create a caring and balanced society based on social justice. So for the next lesson is patience and self-control. Fasting developed patience and self-control, which are essential values in Islamic civilization. Historically, Muslim leaders and scholars practiced patience when facing challenges and conflicts. For example, patience helped maintain harmony within society and encourage peaceful problem solving. These values contribute to social stability and unity in Islamic civilization. So for the last lesson is gratitude. Gratitude is a key principle in Islamic civilization, and fasting reminds Muslims to appreciate Allah's blessing. In Islamic society, gratitude encourages responsible use of resources and discourages wastefulness. For example, Muslims were taught to value food, health, and sustenance, which support a balanced and sustainable way of life. In Surah Ibrahim, Allah said, "And remember when you Lord proclaim, if you are grateful, I will surely increase you in favor. But if you deny, indeed, my punishment is severe." So that's all for my part. I will pass to the next presenter.
My name is Muhammad Shahrul Nizam bin Zulfahmi. Now I will conclude on our topic of fasting. In conclusion, fasting is not only a religious practice but also a valuable lesson in a life. It teaches us discipline, passion, empathy, and gratitude. The values we gain from fasting can be applied beyond the fasting and help shape our daily behavior. In addition, fasting improves spiritual growth, personal well-being, and physical health. It allows the body to rest and reset, while encouraging self-discipline and the adoption of a healthier lifestyle.